13 catches, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also returned a punt for a touchdown. He is 38
NK Toko Sports welcomes you to this coverage of high school football, where the Marion local Flyers will take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Borchers Family Floor Center, and NK Telco. You're looking live here at Minster Memorial Stadium here. My name is Brandon Coburn. Alongside me, AJ Lisi here at Minster's beautiful Memorial Stadium here. As you can see, the Marion local Flyers are getting out on the field, and we're waiting introduction of the Minster Wildcats. It is a key showdown here in the first week of Maction here in week 3. AJ, we take a look at the visiting Marion local Flyers. They've won 34 games in a row, off to a 2-0 start here. Nothing less that you'd expect from the Flyers.
Yeah, I mean, Marion local once again 2-0 out of the gate, but they've had a little trickiness there in the first 2 games. First game against Walpock, they had to come back to beat Walpock, down 12 with 5.5 minutes to go. They came back and win, and then they had a pretty much an easy-going game last week against the Franklin Wildcats.
Let me take a look on the flip side. The Minster Wildcats, a resurgent team, a team that is expecting to take a big leap forward this year. An over 500 season last year, and they're starting out a perfect 2-0. A win against Fort Laramie. They beat Graham last week soundly, and they're looking pretty good here and looking to make a huge statement here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they were a young team last year, finished strong. They're out 2-0 right now, beating a good Fort Laramie team and a Graham team. So Brogan Stove, he's the quarterback. He's going to be the key here to bring the Wildcats back to playoff bound.
So Wildcats did lose to Laramie in the regional semifinals last year. Both teams in Division 7. Could be a preview of a later playoff matchup here tonight. The Marion local Flyers won the toss. They deferred, so the Minster Wildcats and Brogan Steffi and his bunch will get the ball to start here early on here in this ball game. And it should be a good one. A couple injuries, one on the side of the Minster Wildcats, still in high camp, out tonight here for the Minster Wildcats, one of the captains for this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big key at receiver and defensive back that Minster's going to miss because of the 2-headed monster on the receiving corps for Marion local. Vic Holscher, who's a big key, he's been a big key here in the first 2 games for this Marion local offense. So they're going to miss Dylan Heitkamp tonight.
And, you know, if you're Minster here, be big, you know, kind of look at these teams. So Minster more through the air. Marion a little more balanced than in years past. You'd say they've got a couple of key receivers that you talked about, but they do like to run the ball with guys like Drew Laws and Kyle Oddie.
Yeah.
So we'll see a feature, a more balanced Marion attack than what you usually see here in most years from a Tim Goodwin team.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see that Marion local defensive line against Minster's offensive line. I mean, Minster ran the ball very well last week, over 300 yards team rushing. So let's see what Minster could do right off the bat.
And the kick returners for Minster will be Connor Schmiesing and John Keller, the ones that will go back and do the receiving duties here. The kicker here for Marion looks like it is number 11, Carson Bills.
Now I'm interested to see how Brogan's come back from that hip injury that he had, that sidelined him for 6 months. How he's progressed this football season.
Bills kicks it off, and we are underway here from Memorial Stadium, and it'll be a procedure violation to start. Laundry on the field, and Minster will get good field position to start here. Week 3 here of the high school football season on Labor Day weekend. Again, Brandon Coverman, AJ Lisi calling this game here from beautiful Memorial Stadium here at Minster High School. And we get the first look here at Brogan Steffi, and everyone knows the name. He's been starting since week 1 of his freshman year. Actually didn't start that game. He came in the second drive, but everyone knows his name. Steffi will be in the backfield. He'll have Connor Schmiesing as his tailback. We know Steffi likes to pass, but we know he can run too. They'll see a lot of design quarterback runs, and Connor Schmiesing will get nice yardage on first down, about a pickup of 6 there by Schmiesing.
Yeah, that's a good offensive line. Did a great job blocking up front, opening up the hole for Connor Schmiesing.
And that's a great first play. They're going to call about a gain of 5, maybe 5.5. Ball just shy of the 41. The scoreboard's going to say 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line here for Minster. They've got 2 wide receivers down at the bottom. James Niemeyer looks like he's the one in the slot. Steffi gonna put his fullback to his right hip. He's gonna hand it off again to Schmiesing, and Schmiesing ate up, swallowed up there in the middle. That looked like it was number 46 right there for Marion, Ethan Heitkamp, the inside linebacker, making a play. It's gonna bring up 3rd and about 3 maybe here for the Minster Wildcats.
I like how Minster's trying to establish that middle ground. I mean, Steffi can break it to the outside. Just watch here on 3rd and short, maybe Brogan Steffi taking it himself.
Say about 3rd and 3 here from the 42-yard line here for the Minster Wildcats. Got 3 receivers on the top, 1 on the bottom. Steffi gonna have a little read option. He's gonna evade a defender for a moment, and he's brought down there by the Marion local Flyers. He's brought down by a lot of them.
Yeah,
he's gonna be well short.
I don't know. Let's see what the spot. I thought they gave him the spot for first down. Ooh.
And the Minster Wildcat faithful not happy about that.
I tend to agree with the spot we had. I mean, they kind of pushed it back.
Now they're giving it to him. Okay. Looked like initially on the stop there may have been Landon Arling, the one on the stop, but on that second effort he was able to stretch and get a first down. I didn't know there on that initial push. It looked like he wasn't going to get there, but he stretched that ball out. Nice play by Steffi.
That's how athletic he is. He just showed his athleticism there.
Minster will put on the bottom Caleb Cowles and number 14 Noah Schwederman, was our K-Toko player of the game in week 1. They go a trips formation here on the bottom. They give it up to Schmiesing, and he's swallowed up at the line. You talked about trying to establish that middle ground. Look, that was number 46 again, Ethan Heitkamp, the one who made the play there in the middle.
And that's the strength of the Marion local defense, is that nose guard right there, tackle. They're very strong kids there up the middle, and that's where I think Minster has to establish.
And it seems like something Marion's always been good with, their defensive line getting push and being able to stop the run. Has always been a specialty under Goodwin. As you see, Steffi, they go empty here. They're going to call an audible here as they look to the sideline, as they look to Coach Seth Whiting, who's in his 3rd season. Empty in the gun here is Steffi. Marion bringing a blitz. They get it out quickly to James Niemeyer, and he goes down just shy of the 40 from the 45, so give him about 14 yards on that reception. Marion sending a blitz there with Drew Laws, but Brogan Steffi got it out quickly.
No, it's just a great play call. They got it on the blitz and made a quick slant pass, 5-yard slant to Niemeyer for the first down.
A beautiful pass. His first pass attempt is good to his go-to guy, James Niemeyer, for 14 yards. Ball on the Marion 40. Minster going to stay empty here.
Ooh, almost got him for offsides there.
Yeah, but I've been doing that a couple times, been giving a little, maybe a dummy count. Marion look like they're going to bring a run blitz. They call a quarterback draw here. And it goes about to the 37-yard line, maybe give them 3 on first down, setting up a 2nd and 7 as the Wildcats still try to motor in as they're going through Marion territory.
I think that was a great, I think they play call change at the line of scrimmage there. I mean, Steffi saw a blitz coming, so why not just do a quick draw play right up the middle?
And they get 3 yards. They're going to say 4 on the scoreboard, so staying on schedule, so to speak, if you're Minster, as they're going to go empty again for the 3rd straight time, for the 3rd straight snap. Steffi's got trips on the bottom of his screen. Got Schmiesing in the slot. Down there, Cole Richard down there. Schwederman on the bottom of your screen. Steffi looking one way, throwing another. He finds Schmiesing over the middle. Schmiesing right down inside the 20, maybe about the 19-yard line. But the Minster Wildcats inside the red zone.
Yeah, I think he was looking at Niemeyer on the fade play, but nice job by Marion Local on the coverage. But they didn't see Schmiesing coming out of the backfield on a waggle play, and once again, Minster first down inside the red zone.
Heck, inside the 20, inside more like the 15. My bad there. And he is on the 14-yard line. A great throw there. I mean, a great first possession here by Minster. Great balance here so far. And again, Minster goes empty here.
Wow.
And it's been a 7:22 here to go in the first, so this has been chewing some clock too.
Yeah. Now you know what? That's the best thing. Keep that offense off the field, Marion local.
Marion going to bring pressure. Can Steffi evade it? He steps up in the pocket. He does. He's going to call his own number. He's inside the 5. Dives! Touchdown! Let's see. Touchdown, Minster. Brogan Steffi, 14 yards. He evades the pressure, steps up and scores, and the Minster Wildcats strike first on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you're going to come with the blitz, you better tackle him because Brogan Steffi is very athletic and he can evade a lot of tackles, and that's what he just did for that touchdown.
The junior slippery in the backfield. I thought they initially were going to signal touchdown and waited a little bit there from the official there. And the PAT is good. It is 7-0. Minster over Marion local. We'll step aside. Come back with Marion's Drive here next on NK Toko Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Welcome back here to NK Telco Sports. The Minster Wildcats throwing the first punch of this game to the Marion local Flyers and drive down the field, capped off by a Brogan Steffi 14-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the one thing you wanted to do in this game is really get out positive. They've been down 35-0, 31-0 the last 2 games against Marion local, so positive thing going on here at Minster.
And as we kick off here, the returners here for Marion local are Audie and Laws, as that ball is mishandled, and Minster going to jump right on it. The tackle there made by number 9, Adam Rindler. And there you go. If you're Minster, just stacking up positive note upon positive note, and these bands are fired up.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't see this out of Marion local. These are just little things, and you got to take advantage of it. Minster right now, the momentum's on this side, so they're taking advantage.
As Marion's on the field, let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio, for the Marion local Flyers. And the keys for the Marion local Flyers here tonight, talking to Coach Goodwin, it is controlling the pace of the game, getting off to good starts, and not panicking here is what he's talking about. And these keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza and Kyle Audie with a 9-yard run there on first down. That's something Marion always has done well, is run the football. And Kyle Audie there with a 9-yard run. He's a guy that did not play last week.
Yeah, he was banged up in week 1 against Walpock. And so it's a big key that Audie is in there because he's a key player for him.
They'll mark it as an 8-yard run for Audie. Quarterback this year for Marion is Justin Knopf. Knopf going to give it back off to Audie. Audie trying to get to the outside, and a tackle made there. Maybe looked like he was tripped up there by number 51. You're going to say Will Kanapke there and on the tackle.
You see Audie limping. That was what he hurt, was his knee. So he's kind of limping around. I think they're going to.
Yeah, he's grimacing pretty bad.
That's something to look. That could be something to look for as the game progresses.
And I have number 10 just came in lineup, Andrew Pullman, who's one of the receivers. Receivers you're going to see here are Vic Holscher and Andrew Pullman, the starting receivers. We're going to pass back with Knopf. Knopf going to look downfield. Knopf looking down the field. That ball is caught, and falling inside the 20-yard line is number 10, Andrew Pullman, who just checked in the lineup. And that is going to be a huge pickup there. Over a 50-yard pickup there for Marion.
I'll tell you what, Justin Knopf, he's a nice quarterback, nice arm. Did that. That's what brought him back in week 1 was his arm. Victor Holscher and Pullman are the key receivers. And I'll tell you what, that was a nice route that they both ran there.
And Marion inside the red zone, looking from our perspective, it's going to be at the 17-yard line. They go I formation here. They go fullback dive here. Up the middle is number 46, Ethan Heitkamp with the carry, who will get a nice gain on first down. Now, that's the question here. You know the Minster offense can get up and scoring, but can they get a stop is the question.
Yeah.
Defense struggled at times there the first week against Fort Laramie. But can the defense get stops? You know the offense can put up points. Can the defense get the stops to help the offense?
Yeah, that's an interesting point there, Brandon. And, you know, this is Marion local. You know you got to bring your best. So it's got to be a key here.
Two receivers on the top. It's Holscher and Pullman. They're going to signal it, and they're going to give it off to number 45 there. That was Parker Hess, but a nice stop there by the Minster Wildcats.
Yeah, you're seeing they're having to use the fullback Heitkamp there because Adi kind of trying to get some treatment on his knee. So we got 3rd and short. What will they do here?
3rd and 4 here as you hear AC/DC ringing here a bit. Marion Local Flyers 34 straight wins here coming into this game. Back-to-back state champions in Division 6. Down in Division 7 this year. Knopf, they're going to roll him out to the right. He's going to look. It's going to be a late pitch, and they're going to get the first down. Pirouetting the sideline is number 45, Parker Hess.
Oh, yeah.
A little like speed option type thing.
Yeah, that's a speed option. That's an interesting play call there by Coach Goodwin.
And they're going to get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Marion Local Flyers. 4:01 to go here in the first quarter here on NK Telco Sports. Glad you can join us here for this MAC battle. And it is 1st and goal for the blue and gold. Knopf in the I formation, hands it off up the middle, and signaling touchdown for number 34, Drew Laws, from 4 yards out. Scores a touchdown, and Marion is on the board and responds quickly with 3:56 to go here in the first quarter. PAT pending the tie.
Well, that answered the question, who's going to replace Kyle Adi? And you have Parker Hess and Drew Lousy coming in, and boom, there you go. Touchdown, Marion Local.
And Carson Bill's going to be the kicker there, but driving down the field, it's Marion Local Flyers. A huge pass from Knopf to Pullman really helped get that drive going. Marion did face 1 3rd down and completed it. Bills, the kick is up, and it is good. Knotted up at 7. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside, take a break, come back with the Minster Drive here next on NK Telco Sports.
Carriage Works has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. Carriage Works thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. Carriage Works now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, tied up at 7 with 3:56 to go here in the first quarter. We'd like to thank some of our additional sponsors here on NK Telco: Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio, all sponsoring and bringing you high school football here on NK Telco Sports. My name is Brandon Coverman. Alongside me, AJ Lisi, and AJ. Both teams get the ball. Both teams come down and score here pretty quickly inside 8 minutes here in the first quarter.
Yeah, but different type of drives. Minster, methodical, went down 7 minutes. Marion Local got a nice 50-yard pass play to Pullman to bring him down to the red zone, and Marion Local takes advantage of that. So it'll be who's going to make the first stop. That's going to be the key here.
Bill's going to kick, and it'll be returned by Schmiesing. Schmiesing up past the 20 is met by a pair of Marion Local Flyers there. It looked like number 18 And number 14 there, that would be Landon Arling and Mitchell Ranley there on the stop. There on the special teams, a nice special teams play by the blue and gold there. And now comes out the Minster Wildcats for their second drive of this contest. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. You saw Minster, you know, have it back in the field, and then they went empty about 4 straight plays. Steffi gonna hand it off Schmeezing. He's across the 25, down to about the 26. That's gonna be a great gain on first down for the black and orange.
Yeah, that's back-to-back first downs where they've gone up the middle, and Schmeezing's got about 6 yards. So whatever they're doing, keep doing, because it's working.
It's gonna be marked as a 5-yard gain there on first down. Steffi gonna hand the ball off, and he's met immediately in the backfield there. Met by number 59. That is Kyle Hungren there on the tackle. And you just watch these Marion defensive linemen get off their blocks so fast. I mean, it wasn't even, Schmeezing didn't even have a chance to make a move.
Well, and you look at last year, few of them have played last year, and, you know, they only gave up 9 points a game. I mean, that defensive line was, I'd say, still the best in Ohio last year.
3rd and 8 from 2:55 to go. Cats go empty. They had success from going empty here earlier. They go trips on the top of the screen. Shifting more of the defense there to the right side of the line. Marion showing blitz here. Looks like they're showing they're bringing their linebackers in. They do. They get the ball out quickly to Schmeezing in space. He's going to avoid a tackler, but he's going to get caught up, and he's going to break a tackle. Whoa, slippery. Connor Schmeezing, you thought he was down, and he shows resilience and moves the sticks.
No, that's just proves don't quit on the play. I mean, Connor Schmeezing didn't give up on that play, kept those legs going, and boom, there he goes. He kept going.
He's going to go to the sideline and get a well-deserved break here as coming in to sub for him on his down is Isaac Larger. As he brings in, as Brogan Steffi going to talk to his team and they give him the play call here. 2:33 to go here in the first quarter on the First National. 2:34 to go here in the first quarter on the First National Bank. Think first scoreboard 7-7 here between the Cats and the Flyers here first week MAC action here, and there's a run on first down and a couple yards there on the first down on the first play there, and this fresh set of downs.
Yeah, it's 4 yards, and that's the key here. If you can get 4 yards per play, you got a first down.
That's Charlie Schmeezing there with the carry. We're going to say it's 2nd and 6 from, it looks like, about the 36-yard line here is where the ball is placed for the Cats. Marion showing pressure. Steffi faking, going down to Schwederman. Play on the ball, just too long. Didn't even have a play on it there, in coverage was Carter Jones for Marion.
Nah, that's a good play. He faked the RPO right there and saw a one-on-one coverage and went right to him, and just a little bit over his head.
So Marion, or Minster, facing another 3rd down here. They just completed a 3rd and 8 on a nice move on the outside by Connor Schmeezing here. Managing these 3rd downs are going to be ultimately critical if Minster wants to pull the upset here tonight. 2 receivers on the bottom. They don't go empty here, or maybe bring a little protection, as Marion has shown blitz on 3rd down pretty much every 3rd down, bringing pressure. Steffi rolls out. They got a free runner here, and they're going to run a screen pass here. Well drawn up there by Minster. They get right to midfield. And that's what happens when you get that free runner. You know, you're setting up a little screen pass there, and that was James Niemeyer who takes it to midfield.
Well, it was great play action by Steffi there. Looked like they were going to go out to Schmeezing out there, but you got Niemeyer just came through the middle, and boom, right there, screen. First down, Minster.
And that ball's just going to be a no shy of midfield. Give him about a 13, 14-yard pickup on that game. James Niemeyer is going to be down in the slot now. You see on the bottom is number 2, Cole Richard. Gives it up to Schmeezing. He'll pick up about 2 or 3 yards there on first down. 1:10 to go here in the first quarter. I think Minster can at least run one more play here, but you think they'd be happy where they're at.
Oh, if I were Coach Whitting, I'd be ecstatic right now. Pretty much controlling the possession, time to possession right now. It's only been 4 minutes for Marion Local, and it's close to 8 minutes for the Minster Wildcats here in the first quarter.
Again, just past midfield here is Minster. Clock rolling. You think you can at least get off one more play here if you're the Wildcats before the end of the first quarter. Steffi. He's got a Schmeezing in the backfield. He hands it off to Schmeezing. He's going to be stopped just shy of about the 45-yard line. It'll be about 3rd and 5 or so coming up here when Minster runs their next play. And we're going to guess that's the last play of the first quarter.
That will be, I would imagine.
All right.
Yep, coach is waving him over, so yeah, that would be the last play.
So 7-7 here as the Minster Wildcats and Marion Local Flyers tied up here. Week 3 of high school football here on NK Telco Sports. We'll take a break. Come back for the second quarter of action here next on NK Telco Sports. NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app. You can catch the replay of this game on Channel 152 on September 5th at 7 p.m. and on Channel 156 September 6th at 7 p.m. You can also catch this game on Channel 3 or Channel 503 September 10th at 7 p.m. and September 11th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. So we're tied at 7 here at the beginning of the second quarter. Here, Maction here on a beautiful Labor Day weekend, a Labor Day Friday. And Brogan Steffi has his team on the 45-yard line of Marion Local. He's going to throw a pass, and it's going to be caught there by Cole Richard. That's going to be enough to move the chains, and A.J., long, methodical drives seem to be Minster's plan here tonight.
Well, it's just a good mixture. They're running a little bit, passing. Steffi's 4 or 5 for 61 yards. Niemeyer's been his main target. It's just a good mix that Minster's come out and great game plan.
And Minster moving the sticks here. And got trips on the top, and they go empty. They had a lot of success from empty on that first drive. Niemeyer on the bottom of the screen. They like to isolate him and try to get him on one-on-one situations. They're double teaming him, are the Flyers, but it's not going to matter. That should be a catch, and it does. You try to double team him, but James Niemeyer, so smooth right there.
That's a great catch, especially, I mean, with two Marion Local defenders on him. But Steffi made a nice pass, went over the shoulder. He just reached out there and got it. Nice job.
And a ball resting on the 15-yard line here. A beautiful pass by Steffi, but an even better catch by James Niemeyer. Their rapport is so good. It's down, they're going to say, to the 14. Two receivers on top. And they're going to say there's going to be an encroachment there on Marion. They've been showing blitz a lot here tonight, and it's going to get them right there.
But Steffi's done a good job really changing his cadence and really causing, because there's 2 other times we've seen Marion Local jump and they haven't gotten caught, but this time they did.
And Minster gifted an extra 5 yards. They'll be inside the 10 on the 9-yard line. Trying to strike here with 11:25 here to go till halftime. Steffi. Going to be a quarterback draw here. He's going to be tripped up immediately there on the line. Starting that trip up was number 36, Simon Parrington. So,
it's just a good read by Steffi. I mean, he looked around, didn't like what he saw, so he just took it right up the middle for the draw.
And Steffi does that a lot. He hasn't run as much this week as maybe he did when I saw him week 1 against Fort Laramie, but a different style of defense we know he's facing in Marion Local, who is very good up the gut. It's going to be 2nd and 3 from the 7-yard line. This is what Minster wants right here, to make this game as short as possible, which is weird when you talk about a team that's really high-powered on offense.
Ooh, just got that off.
And gets the snap off there, but sacked by a pair of Flyers. Look like number 14, Landon Arling, and number 34, Drew Lawson on that play. There was about 3 of them around there. Didn't catch the third one, but pretty immediately worked there for Marion, and sets back Minster on 3rd down.
Yeah, it looked like they were just going with the bootleg, and they were going to try to swing something out, but I'll tell you what, they got speed on that defensive line, and they just caught up to Steffi.
Again, just getting off that blocks the Flyers do so well. As they're going to bring a blitz here. They're going to, looks like they want to bring Arling here. Play clock running down here. Minster might take a timeout. They don't. They're going to fake the pass, fake the run. They're going to go inside to Schwederman, and he will not be able to haul it in. That'll bring up the first 4th down of the night for the Minster Wildcats, and decision time for Coach Whiting.
Yeah, it's starting to confuse Steffi a little bit. Kind of the schemes that Marion Local's running. They're trying to bring a lot of aggression right there, and I'll tell you what, I mean, he almost completed that pass under pressure.
4th and 6. He threw it low. Schwederman not able to haul it in. That's a tough one to catch, as we all know. 4th and 6 from the 10-yard line. Steffi's got Schmeezing off his left hip. Niemeyer on the bottom of the screen. Marion showing pressure. Steffi back. He's going up to the end zone, and that ball is batted down there. Looks like that was number 15. That was Griffin Bruns. Trying to go for the tight end. Cole Albers was Minster, and with 9:42, Marion takes over with the turnover on downs.
Yeah, I mean, they're going with their big kid on the tight end side, and really, I mean, defensive did a great job on coverage and knocking that down, and big opportunity, big stop for Marion Local here. Let's see if we can change the momentum.
Minster needing a stop here on defense. Now, as you were saying earlier and alluding to earlier, AJ, who's going to get the first stop? Well, it is the Marion Local Flyers. As they bring out the offense, Kyle Oddie noticeably not on the field, as he took a run on the first play of the game and came up limping. It was probably a game-time decision, and he found out he couldn't go. Play action on 1st down. Knopf trying to go for Holscher, and it's intercepted just shy of midfield. James Niemeyer swipes it away, and the Minster Wildcats take back over.
Boy, am I surprised he made that catch.
We just saw a beautiful one on the last drive.
Pretty much similar to the catch he made there on the sideline, but I mean, it just shows, I mean, Niemeyer is just a great athlete, and that's a game changer right there. Big turnover for the Minster Wildcats.
Looks like they were trying to go on a little inside post route maybe there to open up on play action there, deep in their own territory. And Minster takes over absolutely what Coach Whiting wants. And the Minster Wildcats will set up shop at the Marion Local 47. They'll go empty. Steffi gets the shotgun snap. He's looking for Niemeyer. Actually, he's looking for Schmeezing on the underneath route, and he's inside. Well, they're going to mark him down at about the 26, 27-yard line. You know, that was nice by Niemeyer. He tried to go inside on that post, got distracted, and Schmeezing sneaks underneath.
That's just a wheel route right there. You know, you've seen a lot of times in college, you see that route, especially with Ohio State. That wheel route is always open. Schmeezing does a nice job getting in the open field, and they're driving again.
And a ball on the 26-yard line for the Minster Wildcats. That's a beautiful play design there for Coach Seth Whiting, as that clock sits at 9:27 still, and that ball's handed off to Charlie Schmeezing. No, it's held by Brogan Steffi. He fooled everyone out, and he gets down to about the 20-yard line. He did that multiple times week 1. My partner Dave Helmstetter and I got fooled out on that a few times.
That just shows you how smart he is at the quarterback position. Very important player. I mean, there's been a couple times where he's done some things that you just don't see in high school football, and that's one of them. Great job by Brogan Steffi.
Clock rolls inside 9 minutes on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 7-7 here is our score. Brandon Coverman and AJ Lisi glad to bring you this action here on Labor Day weekend. Week 3 of the high school football season. Handoff, Charlie Schmeezing. He's going to get a moderate gain on 2nd down. He's still going to be short of the line to gain.
I would think it's two down territory here for Minster, which will be a 3rd and short.
And they get this drive after one play for Marion, a Justin Knopf pass intercepted by James Niemeyer. Niemeyer's had a nice game to start, a beautiful catch, and another beautiful catch from his safety spot and making a catch right before midfield. It's 3rd and 1 from the 20-yard line here for Minster. And where it's going to be movement on the Minster sideline. Look like number 51 there, the guilty party, Gabe Bornhorst. You know, if you're a lineman, you only get picked out when bad things happen to you.
Yeah. And now we go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6 here.
Just things like that in that situation that you know you can't do if you're Minster. As the clock will continue to roll inside 8 minutes now.
And that's what I was talking about, the little things. If you want to be Marion local, these little things can't add up.
3rd and 6 from this. Looks like, let's see, we got a timeout here on the Marion side. They want to talk things over on the 3rd and 6. We'll take the timeout with them. We'll be back here next. We're tied at 7 here between Marion and Minster on NK Sports. Back here on Telco Sports, 7:46 to go to the halftime break. It's a 3rd and 6 from the Marion Local 21 for the Minster Wildcats. They got inside the 10-yard line, got stopped on 4th down, but got a pick by James Niemeyer. They're now facing 3rd down as Minster goes empty here. Let's see what kind of pressure Marion's going to bring. They brought a lot of it all night. Steffi gonna evade a defender, moves around in the pocket. He's calling out for someone to block him, and he stretches out, and it looks like he got enough for the 1st down.
Wow, I'll tell you.
They're gonna mark him short, maybe.
Oh, they can mark him short.
Oh, yeah, the side judge is standing short. They're signaling 4th down. I thought he stuck that ball out.
So did I. Wow.
We don't have the advantage here of the yellow line, but it's a 4th and short here as Minster probably going to bring in what you call their jumbo package here on 4th and short.
Boy, I keep stressing it. You need to tackle him before he gets those yards after tackle, I'll tell you.
Minster schmeezing in front of Steffi to give him an extra push, and it looks like he got it.
Yeah,
schmeezing that lead blocker ahead of him, and Minster moves the chains here. As you hear the Minster faithful yell, 1st down from our fellow NK Telco announcer, Dave Kanapke, who does a wonderful job on the public address.
Man, I didn't know Dave was down there. Holy cow. We're going to have to go say hi.
7-7, 7:18 to go till halftime on that First National Bank first scoreboard here. 2 receivers to the bottom. Schmeezing behind Steffi. Steffi looking, and he's sacked for the 2nd time tonight. That's number 52 right there, Isaac Mullenkamp on the sack.
Yeah, that's a big play right now for the Marion Local Flyers. I mean, the way this game is going, it's really pretty much in Minster's hands right now as far as momentum and everything going Minster's way. So every possible opportunity they have, they got to cash in.
That's going to be a loss of 7 on that play for Steffi on that sack as the clock continues to roll. 6.5 to go till halftime. Schmeezing going to have his fullback. There's going to be Isaac Larger. Right by him off his hip is Connor Schmeezing. Marion showing pressure on 2nd and long, and they're going to stand him up. That's the combination there of number 14, Landon Arling, and Adam Winter, their number 51.
That's what we expect from Marion Local, is the speed and physicalness up front. of that Marion local defense. And right now, this is the first time they've had 3rd and long.
3rd and 17.
This game.
And it's going to be just beyond about the 26-yard line, is about where that ball's going to rest. It's going to be an empty formation here. We've seen it's going to be actually 3rd and 20 is what they're going to call it right here from the 26. Marion going to show pressure here. And that ball's going to be batted at the line. And now an interesting call here for Minster. Maybe you see what they do, and maybe maybe a 40-yard kick here.
Yeah, I could see them maybe punting this and trying to pin him back at the goal line.
Maybe a little pooch kick right here, and you let Steffi boot it. They did that a couple times in the years past with Steffi.
Yeah.
We're going to bring the offense out here, 4th and 20. And a timeout going to be called on the Minster side. We'll take it with them. 5:28 to go to the halftime intermission. We're knotted up at 7 here on NK Telco Sports. Back here on NK Telco Sports, 5:28 to go to the intermission here, and it is tied at 7 on that First National Bank, I think, first scoreboard. It is 4th and 20 for the Minster Wildcats as Brogan Steffi is in empty here, and an interesting call here from the 26-yard line for the Cats.
Yeah, let's see. At the empty backfield, will it be a pooch?
Steffi gonna roll out, looking to throw. It's caught by Richard. And are they gonna say first down? Boy, that is close.
It is close.
I think he's just short, maybe.
Oh, they're gonna give it to Marion local.
I thought he was just short.
Yeah.
But hey, worst comes to worst there. You pin him still back pretty far, so that still works.
Exactly.
You were just hoping to kind of pin him down and, you know, maybe make something happen there. And Richard fell just short of the yard to gain, but you still put him back at the 6-yard line, so nothing to lose there if you're Minster.
You don't. I mean, you got 5:20. You got pretty much 94 yards to go. So let's see if Minster, now it's Minster's turn. Can they make that one stop?
It's going to be Knopf in the backfield. He's going to signal out Hess. He's going to pass it out to Hess. Hess is going to get across the 10-yard line, across the 15, and probably enough for just a first down, and they're moving the markers.
Yeah, it's a swing pass right there. I think that's the one strength they have is trying to get to the outside, and you got Parker Hess that does a great job with his hands and really getting out there and getting big gains.
Knopf's going to have Hess behind him. 7-7, 4:55 to go. We tossed outside. It's going to go to Hess, and Schmiesing makes the tackle as he gets shy of the 25-yard line, about to pick up a 5 on that first down as the clock continues to roll.
Yeah, I mean, working once again to try to get Parker Hess to the outside with his speed, and Minster did a good job containing him.
Winner of the 50-50 will go to Marion local. Congratulations to Dale Walters.
To say Dale Walters, winner of the 50-50 here, $1,400. Winner of the 50-50.
I mean, that's a nice pot, but, you know, when it comes to the Coldwater Marion local, that's nothing.
They will play in week 10 this year, the last week of the season. Cavaliers up 14-0 on Fort Recovery, last update we've heard, and that pass missed, and they're going to call a flag there. There's 2 flags that went over there. That flag going to go on number 6, Caleb Sharp. Going to say that the ball was by him. Say he hit a defenseless receiver, I guess. Maybe led with the crown of his helmet.
Yeah, I think so.
That's going to go against the Wildcats, and it's going to give Marion an automatic first down. Tough call there if you're Minster.
That is. I mean, you know, that's something I know defense coaches like to teach, but, you know, the way the game is today, I mean, you're looking at the safety of these kids.
And last week we went doing a game with Dave Helmstetter, and we saw Julius Spradling of Sydney get ejected for a targeting call that was very controversial. And in our opinions, Sydney ended up winning the game by 2 touchdowns, but they didn't even leave it. The crown of his helmet was ejected from the game. Knopf gonna fake the pitch. He's gonna hand it off there to number 34 right there, who gets to the 45-yard line. That's Drew Laws.
Wow, that's a little old school there, a little counter play that Justin Knopf got Minster on.
There you go, up to about the 45-yard line, maybe about 6.5 here or so as the scoreboard flashes here. We're inside 4 minutes to go. Knotted up at 7. Two receivers on the bottom of your screen. They motion out Hess. They're going to hand it off here. It's going to be a first down there by Ethan Heitkamp as the sticks will move for the blue and gold.
Yeah, once again, now Marion Local starting to put together a drive that's really eating up the clock and really they started at their own 6. Right now they're driving with the clock going into halftime here.
Marion with the ball in Minster territory here. Marion's not led this game. Minster struck first on the first drive of the game, and then the Marion Local Flyers came back and struck with the touchdown themselves, and ever since it's been back and forth. We've seen a couple turnovers on downs, and we've seen an interception thrown by the Flyers. Knopf, they go play action. They've had success from this, and they've also had a little bit of failure, and it's going to be failure this time as that ball's going to fall short there of Victor Holscher, schmeezing in coverage.
Yeah, that's a name we haven't heard yet tonight, was Victor Holscher. I mean, Pullman had the long pass, but really Minster's done a good job on coverage on their 2 receivers so far this half.
And Paul just beyond midfield again at that 2:52 mark. It's Marion from 2nd and 10 here. Had success running the football. Minster has had a hard time stopping it. Knopf rolls out to the right, looks back to his left, throws up, and he just missed Griffin Bruns there. And it'll bring up 3rd and long. So back-to-back pass plays there by the Marion Local Flyers results in a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was a throwback to the tight end, cutting across the middle, and nice job by the Minster defense really having coverage.
Here, a 3rd and 10. The first 3rd downs of the game here for the Flyers. Here, let's see if Minster can get a critical stop. It's only the 3rd time that Marion's touched the ball. And limiting possessions big here in this game for Minster, and they've done that so far. Knopf, back to pass. He looks, he goes underneath. He goes to Griffin Bruns, who catches at the 45, goes up beyond the 40, gets inside the 35, down to about the 31 there, and Marion moves the chains.
That's a big first down for Marion Local. They were pretty much 3rd and 10 pinned back, and man, I tell you what, just enough gets it right there just for first down Marion Local.
You get it right past the Minster defense. Couldn't make the open field tackle and forced the 4th down. Trips on the top of your screen here. It's number 46, Ethan Heitkamp, off the left hip of number 7, Justin Knopf. Knopf rolls out to his left, looks downfield. Defender falls down to Pullman, but he's not able to haul it in. And Minster avoids disaster there on that little rollout right there.
That ball looked like it was carrying a little more than Pullman thought.
Yeah, it took him out of bounds.
Yeah.
And probably wouldn't have been able to get his feet down if he caught it clean anyway.
Right. But, hey, that meant, I mean, Coach Whitting's probably rubbing his brow there because they caught a break on that one.
Well, at the 29-yard line here, just shy of the 29-yard line here, and 2nd and long here for the Minster Wildcats. Or here on defense, sorry, I should say the Marion Local Flyers are going to go with 2 backs here in the backfield. And see, the officials are going to talk here. Don't know what's going on. The side judge. We're going to move that football back. They had it misspotted. That's the problem. Here, so they get the spot correct here, and they're going to reset the play clock here down to 23 seconds. Knopf with 2 backs on each of his hips. He's going to signal out Hess to his left. It's going to be a quarterback draw. Hess inside the 15 before he's tackled up by Schmeezing down to about the 23-yard line.
And Knopf just looked, he pretty much play call right at the line, seeing what Minster was bringing. We thought they were going to be a swing play, but he just took a draw right up the middle and really got some yardage on that. That's one thing you got to watch for him. He's very sneaky. He's got sneaky speed.
It's the first time we've seen a design run for Knopf here tonight. 2 receivers on the bottom, 2 receivers on the top for Marion. The first time they've gone 4 receivers tonight, I think. Knopf out to his right, and that ball's going to be just short there of number 10, Andrew Pullman. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 here for the blue and gold.
Yeah, it's a nice little outplay and just kind of just wasn't on target there. I mean, they had Pullman right there on the out, but just wasn't on target.
Big play in the game here that can swing momentum going into the locker room possibly for either team. Minster trying to get a big stop here. Exactly 90 seconds to go before our halftime intermission. It's going to be Knopf. Out the shotgun. His left hip, it's Heitkamp. Knopf looking across the middle. That ball is caught. Touchdown. Marion Local. Victor Holscher with 1:23 to go before halftime. Scores for the Marion Local Flyers, and they take their first lead of the game here on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Well, we were saying it earlier. We haven't heard his name be called yet. That's Holscher's first touch of the night. 24-yard touchdown.
They're right over the middle of the field there and caught by Victor Holscher, and a huge score for Marion. They get the ball back after the halftime intermission, so Minster are going to have to try to respond here quickly.
Kick is up by Carson Mills, and that is good.
14-7 our score now. The Marion Local Flyers ahead of the Minster Wildcats. We'll step aside. Come back with Minster's Drive here next on NK Toko Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back here with 1:23 to go to half. It's 4th and 3, and a Victor Holscher touchdown there. Huge for the Marion Local Flyers. Gives them their first lead of the night.
Yeah, but it came at a methodical type drive for Marion Local. This was the first really long drive they've had. First quarter, they only had the ball for 3 minutes when they scored. This they had it for 4.5 right here. And I'll tell you what, Minster needs to do something here to end the half to bring the momentum back.
And the blue and gold gets the ball back to start the second half, so it could be a swing here in momentum if Minster cannot respond here. Ball's going to go to Connor Schmeezing, who gets it and goes up beyond the 20-yard line before he is tripped up, and there's a flag on the field. We'll see who this is on. And that's going to be a devastating penalty for the Wildcats, who already have a long field to march here with 1:18 to go.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there.
Ball spotted on the 12-yard line.
And they're going to start at the 12-yard line. Minster's worst field position by far here tonight in their 4th possession of the ball game. So Marion's possessions here, they've only had 3 of them, 2 touchdowns and an INT. Minster on their 4th possession here, and it could be an abbreviated one here. Schmeezing off the right hip of Steffi. Steffi, quick pass, caught by Schwederman, tackled in the open field. Minster's got 2 timeouts to work with here on this drive, and Minster going to work quickly here.
Watch trying to get Heitkamp one-on-one on one of the sidelines. That could be key right here.
Minster kind of just taking it slow, too. They may just say we're just going to go into the halftime break here, too.
Yeah.
So they may just say, hey, we're just going to take this slow, and they have really no urgency. And it's going to be a quarterback draw here for Steffi, and he's met immediately there. A pair of tacklers there, number 59, Kyle Ungren, and number 46, Ethan Heitkamp there on the tackle, and that might be all she wrote for the first half. And Brogan Steffi very patient here, and the Wildcats might say, hey, we trust our defense to maybe get another stop here. Steffi runs to his huddle quickly to discuss the play with his team, but I think they're just going to be content to go to halftime.
I mean, look, I'm telling you, Minster's in great shape right now. They've played well this first half. I mean, that last drive kind of took the wind out of their sails, but you got another half to play.
They're going to at least get a playoff at the horn. It's not going to matter. It was tipped, and they're going to say forward pass, and it's not going to matter. We go to the halftime break. Our score, the Marion Local Flyers 14, the Minster Wildcats 7. We'll step aside, come back with the second half of action here next between Marion Local and Minster here next on NK Toka Sports.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here at Memorial Stadium here here at Minster High School here, we see the Minster Wildcats and the Marion Local Flyers here at halftime here, and not quite at the 3-minute reset here, but got the Flyers and Wildcats in a good battle. It is 14-7. Let's take a look at some of our first half numbers here from AJ Lisi.
Now, first half, I mean, it's pretty much even with Marion Local having 158 total offense to Minster's 178. I mean, that's pretty close. Marion Local does have the one turnover at the interception that Niekamp got. But, I mean, it's pretty much balanced except for the time of possession. Minster 16:48, Marion Local 7:12. That's a big key right there going into the second half. Because I think if Minster gets the ball, they're going to drive, they're going to milk some clock, keep that offense off the board there. Now, the one thing, you look at Justin Nuff, he's 4 of 9 for 107 yards. Brogan Steffi is 10 of 14 for 131 yards. That's pretty good. And, you know, on top of Brogan leading the Minster Wildcats in rushing at 10 carries for 29 yards. He's the balance. He's the key guy right now that Minster got to keep riding on the back. As far as Marion Local, they got the momentum right now going into halftime, and here we go.
You know, this first possession is going to tell us a lot here this second half, because only 3 possessions, you scored 2 touchdowns, and the other one you have a pick that was thrown in the first play of that possession on a play action pass. So, you know, it's very limited on what the Marion offense could do. We know Kyle Ottie's out. That is tough here. But you take a look really at this game, and Minster's driving down a couple times. They got stopped inside the red zone there on a 4th down attempt. They got stopped on another 4th and long. They kind of just threw up a prayer. It was just only a yard short. But they've stayed competitive is the big thing here.
Yeah, I think the one thing, Marion Locals capitalized on little things. I mean, little penalties in that last drive that really hurt Minster. I mean, catches that were not caught. I mean, stuff like that. They're little things that Minster cannot have there here in the second half if they want to win this ball game.
Here and some scores from around NK-Telco World. The Sydney Yellow Jackets are trailing the Xenia Buccaneers 14-7. Here at halftime, New Bremen is defeating Parkway 15-7. That's a game you could catch on NK-Telco Sports. Dave Helmstetter on the call for that game. Coldwater beating Fort Recovery 28-0 at the halftime intermission. So a couple of scores here from around the area here. If we get any more, we'll try to bring it to you. Actually, Defiance is leading St. Mary's 22-7 there, and Laramie up on Covington 28-0 in the middle of the second quarter there. And so a couple of scores from around NK-Telco country here as we get ready to go here in the second half. Here we'd like to thank our sponsors here on NK-Telco Sports. They're Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schruderman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Gillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Liquid Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. We'd like to remind you that NK-Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NK-Telco Cable or on the NKT.TV app. Catch this game on Channel 152 on September 5th at 7 p.m. and on Channel 156 September 6th at 7 p.m. You can also watch this game on Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503 September 10th at 7 p.m. and September 11th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and on nktelco.com/sports. You can catch all Minster home football games here on NK-Telco Sports, all home volleyball games here on NK-Telco Sports. And you can, in the winter, catch all basketball games as well. Minster will kick off here to start the second half here on NK-Telco Sports. And as the Flyers deferred here. So the Minster Wildcats will kick. Drew Laws back deep to return as Wildcats kick from the 40, and we are underway here in the second half as Laws will go back and get it. Son of Hill NK-Telco announcer Michael Laws as he works himself to the outside and gets dragged out of bounds here, and the Marion local offense comes on the field.
Man, that's a good point. I never have thought of that one.
Yeah, got NK-Telco littered all over this game here tonight.
Wow.
Ball spotted just shy of the 35. As we get going here in the second half, and off with one passing touchdown and an interception. He's got Laws off his right hip. He's going to motion Hess in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Laws, and Laws will be dropped in the backfield. Leading that was Chad Schultze.
Yeah, that's a good play by Minster. Really coming out, really setting the tone here. They need to get physical on that defensive line just to allow them not to push them around.
You don't necessarily have to match that physicality. You know, it's tough to match that physicality of Marion, but that play by Chad Schultze, a senior there, 6'1", made a nice play.
Yeah, it's just like the last drive. I think Marion local really hampered down and really pushed Minster's defensive line around. So good start to the second half for Minster.
Knopf in the second and long. He's going to roll out to his left, and that ball is dropped there over the middle of the field there. It was wide open over the middle of the field. The first target tonight for Oliver Hulsman for the sophomore, and he dropped it right over the middle of the field.
That's a big opportunity for Minster. That's one of the little things you don't see Marion Local do a whole lot. So big here, 3rd and 10 here for Minster to get a stop.
11:09 here in the third quarter here as the third down bells ring here. We have not seen really a stop. Well, it's only the 4th possession Marion's had, and the stop was on an interception.
Right.
So Marion has converted all third downs in the limited capacity they've had them in. Trips on the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a quarterback draw there. Knopf going to get upfield. He's going to have a first down. He's going to motor into Minster territory. Going to get a push across the 45-yard line down to about the 42-yard line. So give him a 23-yard gain there on that third down quarterback draw.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it all along. He's got sneaky speed, so you got to really watch when he gets out. You need to find him.
So a big third down completion there. Huge for the blue and gold. They'll go I formation here. Bring it in tight. They'll go fullback dive here and tripped up for a minimal gain here. About maybe 2 yards there for the Marion Local Flyers. Will Frimmel in there on the tackle for the Wildcats. The Wildcats have been on an ascent over these past few years. 1-9 just 2 years ago. Went 6-4 in the regular season last year. Made it to the regional playoffs before falling to the rival Fort Laramie in the Division 7 playoffs. 2nd and 8 from the Minster 40. Knopf has Laws right behind him. He's going to hand it off to Laws. Laws going to go up to about the 35.
Yeah, that's just an off-tackle play where Marion Local's really pushing Minster back on their heels right now. But you still got a 3rd and about 3. Get a good stop here. Force Marion Local to punt.
Again, no third down stops yet for the Minster defense here tonight. Looking to get one, but you obviously think this is 2 down territory for the Flyers. So no problem converting a 3rd and 10 with a quarterback draw for 23 yards just a second ago. And they're going to draw another play up for Knopf. Knopf going to call his own number and belt across the 25-yard line down to about the 23.
Hey, it worked the first time. I was do it the second time on 3rd down. And once again, going into that 3rd down, Marion Local was 4 or 5 on 3rd down. So once again, Minster needs to get the stop on 3rd down.
So a fresh set of downs here for Marion Local. They are driving with 3 minutes wore off this clock nearly in the 3rd quarter. Brendan Coverman and A.J. Lisi giving you the action here on Labor Day weekend. Knopf going to hand it off over to Hess, and Hess gets a nice gain here. Now we're seeing the Marion rush game really take effect here.
And that's their bread and butter. I mean, that's the physicality we've talked about, and that's Marion Local football. And right now, they're taking control of this game right there.
Now 2nd and 3 from the 17-yard line. I formation for the Flyers. Knopf under center. He's going to hand it off to Hess, and this may be a bit short. Minster signaling 3rd down, and I think they're right. It is 3rd and short.
Yeah, I think they got maybe a yard on that, yard and a half, so it's going to be 3rd and short. And like I said, Marion Local right now 5 of 6 on 3rd downs here in this game. If they want to get off the field, they got to stop them right here.
And you're definitely right there. It's 3rd and short, though. Minster defensive line's got to get a push here. 2 backs right behind Knopf. They signal Hess in motion. They hand the ball off. Heitkamp going to get the first down, easily move the sticks.
Yep, get 3rd and short. You bring in their big boy, and your big boy's going to get 2 or 3 yards right off the bat.
Charlie Schmeezing, the one on the tackle for the Wildcats. Coach Seth Whiting in his 3rd year. He took over for Garen Stokes the other year, who went left and went to Dublin Kaufman. Knopf, 2 backs. Knopf It's the shotgun snap. Ball caught. Holscher, did he get across the inside line? He did. Touchdown, Victor Holscher. His second touchdown reception. And with 7:19 to go here in the third quarter, Victor Holscher stretches the ball across the pylon, and the Marion local Flyers extend their lead to 20-7.
Well, you look at it, they set it right early up. They just kept running. You know Holscher's right there, and one-on-one. They just go with the quick slant. Boom, he's across for a touchdown.
Victor Holscher with his second reception of the night, making a case for our NK Toco player of the game. And the Marion local Flyers stretch that lead out. Carson Bills on the kick here for the Flyers. Kick is up, it splits the uprights, and the Marion local Flyers extend the lead. We'll go to commercial break. Our score, Marion local 21, Minster 7, here on NK Toco Sports.
Hoagie Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back here at Memorial Stadium here at Minster High School, the Marion local Flyers get a touchdown catch by Victor Holscher, his second of the night from Justin Knopf, and the Marion local Flyers lead 21-7.
But they ate up 5:41 on the clock. That's our 4:41 on the clock. My bad. Huge. I mean, that's going to be the key here. Minster's got to strike quick here if they want to stay in this game, or it could get out of hand quickly.
Carson Bills kicks. It's going to go back there and caught by Minster. It's number 32, John Keller, who gets stopped. And the Marion special teams, outside of that procedure call, has been pretty pristine here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
21-7 as Brogan Steffi and his offense will get a chance to go back on the field. They scored the opening drive, but have been shut out ever since.
Yeah, looking at first half, Minster 3 penalties for 30 yards, Marion local 1 penalty for 5 yards.
Yeah, and good point there, AJ. It's been a very clean game here by both sides. So it's Steffi going to try to lead his team back here. Marion's won 34 games in a row. The last time they lost was to New Bremen in the playoffs in the COVID year, 2020. The last 2 times the the Marion local Flyers have lost in the state playoff, or in a state playoffs that wasn't a state final game, has been to MAC opponents.
Yeah.
New Bremen in 2020 and Minster in 2010. Yep. I was at that Minster game in 2010. My cousin played on that team, and I was in the 5th grade.
Wow. I think I was there for the New Bremen game doing it for NK Toco.
Yeah, I believe you were. And that game, actually, that Marion Minster game in 2010 was played at Walpock.
Yeah.
So I remember being there. Minster ultimately fell the next week to Lehman Catholic.
Yeah.
And then who lost to Delphos St. John's, who ended up winning the state championship that year.
Wow.
Marion bringing pressure, batted down at the line. Getting the paws up on that is number 52, Isaac Mullenkamp. There, who takes the quick pass away. Minster had the blitz picked up, but it left someone unblocked.
And that's one thing Marion local's done a good job of. They've batted at least 4 balls on that defensive line in this game.
6:26 to go here. 3rd and 8. Steffi gonna go empty here are the Wildcats. Minster had success out of that the first drive. Marion showing pressure. Unblocked defender. And that was Mullenkamp who gets to him, and the pressure starting to really wear on the Wildcats as they have a 3 and out.
Yeah, it's right there. Number 52 did a nice job. That's the second time he's come untouched there on that left side. So once again, that is huge for the Marion local Flyers. They really want to bust open this game. They stop them on that first possession.
first punt of the game here, actually. Back to return here is Victor Holscher and Griffin Bruns. Holscher, a dangerous punt returner. They're going to punt it the way of Bruns, and he's going to catch it just ahead of the 50-yard line. He's going to take the long way around toward his Marion local sideline, and he's going to be tackled number 28. That is going to be Charlie Winter with the tackle.
That's a big return. Really pushes it close to the red zone and really puts Marion local in a good position to kind of stretch this lead.
We're halfway through this third quarter, and the Marion local Flyers looking to pull away here. Up ahead 21-7 on that First National Bank first scoreboard. And his ball's going to rest at the 22-yard line. Knopf going to be under center. Going to go I formation here. Ball's handed off to Hess, and that's going to be a very good run on first down, about a 9-yard run. Caleb Sharp with the tackle. And it really seems like the size in the play in the trenches of the Flyers have really taken control here.
Yeah, it just comes down to wearing you down, and I think Marion local is just slowly is wearing down Minster and really putting the pressure on.
Ball handed off. Up ahead is Highcamp. He's short.
Yeah, he's going to be at the 1-yard line, I would say, maybe even the half-yard line.
Yeah, and it's just short, though. But he is going to give Marion first and goal. Does Ethan Highcamp.
I'm guessing the fullback.
It could be fullback dive here. They're going to hand it off. Laws, does he get in? Touchdown! The blue and gold of Marion local strike twice. 7 minutes and 1 second into this half, and Marion extends their lead to 27-7.
Yeah, and that's just he knows. I mean, Marion local knows what they have to do, and they're really just pounding the ball. You really haven't seen enough throw the ball much except for the Holscher right there for that touchdown on the slant. But everything else has been on the ground.
Carson Bills will kick it, the extra point. Kick is up and good. Marion local matches their point total from the first half in 7 minutes. And Minster facing a 21-point hole. We'll step aside, come back with Minster's Drive here next on NK Telco Sports.
Looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, and the Marion local Flyers have struck twice in this second half and 7 minutes in, and they're leading by a score of 28-7, AJ.
Yeah, and they've done it, doing it like Marion with local football. They're really just physical, pound it on the ground, and really showing their strength right now.
And Bills will kick it. And there's a flag. Marion probably offsides. And we have to retry this kick and set everything up again.
Yeah.
Or if you're Minster, do you just take it and go?
Sideline warning against Minster.
Oh, no, it's sideline warning. I thought they were offsides.
Well, they threw it right here. That's
yeah. And that's what I thought, too.
Exactly.
I was just guessing.
Yeah.
I was hoping I was right, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd still go buy a Powerball ticket just to
I was guessing. I thought maybe. someone leaned, but 4:59 to go here in the third quarter. It is a 28-7 Marion lead in the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. My name's Brandon Coverman. Alongside me, AJ Lisi. Steffi hands it off to Connor Schmeezing. It's going to be shy of the 25-yard line. It's probably about 3 on that first down carry. Steffi talking to his teammates on what they're going to run here on 2nd and 7. Minster only possession here of the second half was a quick 3 and out. So no completed pass yet from Steffi. And there's going to be an offsides there. Trying to bring pressure there. That's going to be number 44, Benton Seitz, the guilty party there.
They're just very aggressive defensively. Hey, that's the second offsides penalty, but that's like the 5th time we've seen them jump.
Yeah, and you know, probably if you're Marion, you take that because you know that pressure's gonna, you know, it's gonna end up making up for itself here with some loss of yards on some plays, and but it's gonna be 2nd and 2 now here for Minster. Steffi gonna hand it off to Schmeezing. He's got a hole. He's up near the 40-yard line. A 12-yard gain there for Connor Schmeezing, and the sticks move for the Wildcats.
Yeah, just a little off tackle play where nice blocking up front by Minster. And once again, here we go. Minster trying to find life here.
Trying to signal the clock to go, and it's going. They might have had a chance to reset it. Froze at 4:02. The official was waving his arm.
Yeah.
Steffi, play action, gonna step back, fire over the middle of the field. He's got Schwederman wide open, and Schwederman inside the 45, down to about the 44-yard lines where they're gonna mark him at.
Good pass, but I'll tell you what, he had to reach up there and get that ball.
Yeah, he did.
Did a nice job with his hands, caught it, and once again, Minster driving.
Steffi's got good enough receivers where he can do that. Schwederman and Niemeyer and those guys can do that. He can rely on those
we've already
guys.
seen.
Yeah.
We've already seen Niemeyer.
So Schwederman, here's our NK Telco player of the game in week 1. Steffi had good protection, had time in the pocket to be able to throw. In motion, Schwederman. Steffi's gonna roll out to his left. He's gonna look, fire downfield. He's looking for Niemeyer. Up and batted away there. Playing center field was Daniel Everman, who knocks that ball down.
Yeah, that's, Steffi got lucky on that one. I mean, he was looking at Niemeyer, but I'll tell you what, very well scouted by the Marion local Flyers to have somebody back there.
It'll be 2nd and long from the Marion 44. This is the 4th time the Minster Wildcats have had the ball inside Marion territory. So they have had success moving the ball here for the most part, but have only been able to muster a touchdown on the opening drive. Some late substitutions here for Minster, and they're going to have to call a timeout here on NK Telco Sports, and we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports. Or actually like to name our officials here. Referee is Brandon Kidwell, umpire Scott Wyckoff, line judge Steve Marshall, head linesman Jerry Webb, and the back judge is Michael McSorley. NK Telco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football on NK Telco Cable or on the NKT.TV app. Catch this game on channel 152 at September 5th at 7 p.m. and channel 156 on September 6th at 6 p.m. You can also watch this game on channel 3 or in HD on channel 503, September 10th at 7 p.m. and September 11th at 8 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. So, back here on NK Telco Sports, out the timeout called by Minster. Confused on that formation. It's 2nd and long from the Marion 44. Steffi claps his hands, receives the snap, looks for Niemeyer, who makes a wonderful play, high pointing the ball and going to the 25-yard line.
RPO, that fake, I'll tell you what, it faked me out. But I'll tell you what, nice ball once again. He threw it up there, and you got receivers that are athletic enough to go up and get it. Niemeyer goes up and gets it. There we go, first down.
A 19-yard pickup there for James Niemeyer, and we're seeing this Minster offense relaxed again and moving the ball. Each team is now on their second possession. Marion's capitalized on both of them. Minster's had a 3-and-out, but on this one they're driving here. On the Marion 25, Steffi back in the gun. This is back clean pocket. He throws it underneath to Niemeyer, but he's going to be wrapped up immediately there by a Marion local Flyer. It looked like that was number 14, Landon Arling, on the tackle.
Yeah, it's a good job by Marion local's defensive back to not bite on that pump fake, because I think if they would have bid on that pump fake, I think Niemeyer would have got more yardage on that.
So it looks like it was even maybe a loss of yards there. 2nd and 14, so a loss of 4 there for Minster, and they're going to have to rely on probably a more air attack if they want to get back in this game. Does Minster. Steffi, read option. He'll take it himself. He makes a move, and he's stopped before he can get through to that third level of the Marion defense.
Yeah, it's going to be about third, maybe 7, maybe 6.
But a good run, you know, you minimize.
Yeah, I mean, it's third and manageable now. So, and you know, they're in territory where it's probably 4-down territory. So
exactly. You know, you're exactly right. You know, AJ, and you're now down 3 touchdowns. You know how good Marion is. You have to do that the rest of this game. You're playing 4 downs here, and Steffi is empty. He's going to motion Richard to his right. 4 receivers on his bottom. Niemeyer on his top. Screen. Steffi falls down, throws, and that ball is caught.
Wow.
They're going to signal catch. That made by Noah Schwederman.
That stuff you see on Sundays right there. He got the 2 feet down, caught it, and right there, nice catch by Schmeezing.
Noah Schwederman.
Or Schwederman, my bad.
Nice job right there catching that ball and giving Minster 1st and goal. Man, those Minster wide receivers have some sweet feet.
No, I'll tell you what. 2 receivers you got here for Minster, they're special.
First and goal from the 6-yard line. Steffi fullback to his right. He's going to hand it off for Charlie Schmeezing. Ball's on the ground and out. Marion, I think, jumped on it. And they have it. The Flyers jarred it loose out of Charlie Schmeezing's hands, and that is a big play for the Marion local Flyers.
That is a big play, and that's just heartbreaking for Minster, the way that drive went down.
And they get it inside the 10-yard line, but cannot manage anything. Man, Minster has done such a nice job moving the football, but it's hard. They've only managed 7 points here tonight.
Marion locals all year long. They've got that bend but not break mentality on defense.
Oh, Marion going to have to probably run about 2 plays here if they want to get it to the end of the quarter. Knopf going to hand it off. Let's start from the 6-yard line. They'll get across the 10. Actually, they'll start at the 7. Yeah, this is Parker Hess, the ball carrier there.
They probably got about 5 yards.
And they're going to have to get one more play off here.
Yeah, they're going to have to do one more play before the quarter.
2nd and 5. Knopf. Going to motion Hess to his right. We've seen that often. They'll hand it off again, and Minster defense will stand tall there for a minute. But muscling through to gain some yards there was Ethan Heitkamp. And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter there as the Marion local Flyers score 14 points in the 3rd quarter. They lead the Minster Wildcats 28-7. We'll come back with the 4th quarter of action here next on NKTOCO Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Beginning of the fourth quarter is 28-7. The Marion local Flyers ahead of the Minster Wildcats. It's 1st and 10. Marion from their own 12, and a dominating quarter there by the Flyers.
Yeah, and it was just plain and simple. It was, all right, and look at Holscher.
Victor Holscher beyond the defense catches it, and he'll run it into the end zone. An 88-yard touchdown grab for Victor Holscher. He's got a hat trick tonight.
Boy, oh boy. That is a weapon you love to have on your football team. Speed, and he's got his hands, and I'll tell you what, nice pass by just enough. What can you say? I mean, bam.
And success of running that football sets up a pass like that, and he sneak Holscher in an 88-yard touchdown grab, his third of the night. And Victor Holscher, have yourself a day.
Well, and I was just getting ready to say, third quarter, they pretty much ran the ball.
Yeah.
And first play out of the fourth quarter, they throw it.
The Flyers now getting into running clock territory, a 35-7. And a game that just in a blink of an eye ago was 14-7 going in the half has now spun on its head. Marion has 3 possessions now, which is all they had in the first half, and they've executed on 5 of the 6 drives.
Yeah.
So it's tough here for Minster Wildcats there, though.
And they've had 2 opportunities inside the red zone.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the second quarter, you know, Marion Local really brought pressure and really stopped them on 4th down inside the red zone, and then they had the fumble down here. So, I mean, Minster's had their opportunities. You just can't waste those opportunities against this Marion Local team.
Very good point. And man, it doesn't feel like it's 35-7. You know, Minster's been moving the ball on offense pretty well, but they've just come up short. You know, the fumble, that takes the game from being 28-14 possibly to now 35-7.
Yeah.
And the Marion local Flyers officially have blown this game open.
Yeah, it's like I said. I mean, they have the talent. I mean, Minster can still make a run at this. I mean, we still have plenty of time here in the fourth quarter, so let's see what happens.
Carson Bills to kick, John Keller and Connor Schmeezing back for Coach Whiting's squad. Kick is going to be a little short. It's going to be fielded on a hop by Keller. Keller going to put his head down and run, but he is driven back there by Marion local. That's Hess there on the tackle, Parker Hess, a junior. Man, you look at a lot of these guys, they are juniors here that are contributing. Victor Holscher's a junior. Kyle Lottie's a senior. But you take a look here, and just a lot of these guys that are contributing are juniors.
Well, you look at coming into the season, you're thinking, all right, Kyle Oddie, that's the player you got to watch for and everything. But you started watching, especially in the Walpole game in week 1, man, you got a quarterback. He has an arm, he can throw the ball. Man, he's got some targets on the outside that he could throw to. They're still dangerous. I mean, they reload.
11:43 to go here. Minster going to start from their own 24-yard line. And there's going to be a procedure there by violation of delay game. And now the Wildcats all out of sorts here now, starting 5 yards back. And just kind of a bad mental mistake there by Minster, and they're going to have to go empty here on 1st and 15 from their own 19-yard line. Steffi, it's a shotgun snap. He's going to call his own number, and he's met immediately there. Held him up on the first initial push was Parker Hess.
Parker Hess looked like he was the spy. He just kind of watched what Steffi was doing, and once Steffi committed, Parker Hess was right there up at the line.
Clock continuing to roll here as we are inside 11 minutes and 30 seconds now. Two receivers on the bottom of your screen. Everybody on the top. Steffi will hand the ball off to Shrews. No, it'll be a little RPO pass, and it's going to be incomplete. There, Steffi does a good job at selling that stuff quickly. It's tipped, and the clock freezes at 10:55.
That's probably the 6th batted ball at the line that we've seen tonight. But like you said, Brandon, Steffi does such a good job at really selling a lot of stuff, whether it's a RPO where he fakes or even just a ball fake to kind of get the receiver separation for the receiver.
So 3rd and 13, you have to assume about, this is, you know, you got to try to get some chunks out of this so you can get a 4th and manageable here for Minster. Steffi back. It's going to be a screen play to Niemeyer. Marion read it, but they're not able to stop it very well. Minster trying to push, and it looks like they got a 1st down.
Yeah, that's a nice little play, a little screen to Niemeyer. He takes it right up the middle, and I'll tell you what, he was churning for more yards, and he kept those legs going and didn't give up on the play.
They had a play like that earlier in the game for Niemeyer where he got to midfield, so we've seen that play out of Coach Whiting's bag of tricks here.
Yeah.
Steffi gonna have Schmeezing off his right hip with 10:20 to go here. Steffi drops back. He's got good protection. Looking down the field for Niemeyer. Played underneath and tipped. What a great play on the ball there by Cale Nagel.
Yeah, that's a nice little outplay that they were going to Niemeyer on. But I'll tell you what, Marion Local once again, nice job on coverage.
Yeah, Cale Nagel again on that coverage, who gets that pass breakup there. Then a sophomore there. .10:09 to go here. Ball on the Minster 36. 14 points scored in the 3rd quarter for Marion. As Schmeezing gets the ball, and he's going to get it to the edge of the Minster end. They're just going to get a 1st down, I think.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just a little short.
It's going to be a little short, yeah. But it's a 3rd and short. That's manageable.
An 88-yard touchdown catch by Victor Holscher on the very first play of this 4th quarter. Really blew this game open, as it was 14-7 just coming out of the halftime intermission. But it's been all Flyers here in the 2nd half.
They trail 35-7. 9.5 to go in the ball again. Steffi, the quarterback.
Steffi claps his hands it off to Schmeezing. Did he even get enough? And he's just going to get it.
He's going to get it, yeah. Yep, he's got it.
Ball spotted down, and the clock will stop to reset the chains.
But you said this earlier, Brandon. I mean, Minster's done a good job moving the ball all night long. It's just they haven't been able to cash in those opportunities.
Yeah, you're right. And they've just been not being able to execute on the Marion side of the field very well. Ever since that first drive, play action, Steffi steps up. He can't evade the pressure. He's sacked for the 3rd time tonight. Getting that sack there is number 18, Mitchell Ranley, the senior, coming up from his safety spot to get that sack.
Yeah, that's, once again, Marion Local flexing their muscle and did a good job really locating where Steffi was going and kind of contained him.
They really contained that running element of Steffi, which he likes to use. He's over an 1,000-yard rusher, a 2,000-yard passer. So he's really the definition of a dual threat.
Down 4 scores. 39-7 advantage Marion Local.
2nd and 16 from the Minster 41.
Got trips to the right for quarterback Logan Steffi. Flyers 3 down, guys.
Empty set here. Steffi, quick pressure. He evades pressure. He throws up the field and caught. And see who catch that. I think they got the 1st down on forward progress.
It looks like Niemeyer.
Cole Richards.
Cole Richard,
Our friend Dave Kanapke is going to say, man, nice job to evade that pressure there by Steffi.
Boy, he's a lifesaver, isn't he?
Yeah.
Man. I hope he's listening.
Yeah, he's a very good quarterback, and we've seen some good quarterback play here tonight. Steffi with only the rushing touchdown for the lone Minster score. Knopf's got 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Knopf's also got an interception to go along with that as well. Steffi and empty. He's going to roll to his left. Look, scans across the field and just out of the hands. It was going to be made a tough catch there by Cole Richard anyway. Daniel Everman in coverage, the junior.
Yeah, just in and out of his hands. I mean, but it would have been a nice catch by him.
Yeah, it was a good luck, but a tough play to make there. Too tough to ask for Richard, and he doesn't come away with it.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 10 from the Marion local 44 here for the Wildcats. Steffi in empty. Got trips on the top. He'll motion in Richard. Steffi clapping and calling. Pressure here picked up by Minster initially. Steffi escapes it, throws, and it's intercepted. That's going to be Griffin Bruns there on the interception. Talked about how Steffi just didn't have a turnover a bit ago, but he throws his that interception here, and Marion takes over.
Yeah, he kind of rolled to his left and really had to square his shoulders and tried to throw it off his back foot and overthrew the receiver, and Mr. Bruns was there to make the interception.
So 2 possessions in a row for Minster with turnovers. A fumble and a pick. They had a turnover on downs earlier. So only 3 turnovers, but the Marion local Flyers will set up shop at their own 23. And if they score, the running clock would initiate. Archer Hess, met by a host of Minster defenders, will get no gain there on 1st down. And Marion going to be content with running clock here and probably looking for a long possession. We're under 7 minutes to go here on NK Telco Sports. I'm glad you could have us here. My name is Brandon Coburn. Alongside me, AJ Lisi. Our cameraman, Jim Miller. Back at the station, Austin Ambergy. Glad to bring you high school football here on NK Telco Sports. Victor Holster, 3 touchdown catches tonight for Marion. It's a fullback dive there, and he's gonna get through the Minster defense across the 30. It's gonna be a touchdown for number 46, Ethan Heitkamp, the fullback, and that is going to be a 74-yard fullback dive touchdown run for the Marion local Flyers.
Man, I mean, I feel for that guy, being a big guy myself, but the fullback running, ooh, he had some speed.
And he just got downhill. He broke a couple tackles, and once he got to that 3rd level, he was gone across the 50. And that is a 74-yard run for Ethan Heitkamp. And the running clock will initiate here as it's a 41-7 Marion local advantage.
Carson Mills will try to remain perfect. 9 for 5 so far. The opportunity for number 6.
Kick is up. It splits the uprights as the running clock will initiate now. We'll step aside. Come back with Minster Drive here next on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Back here on NK Telco Sports, 5:39 to go here. And Marion has officially blown the doors open off this game. It's a 42-7 Marion advantage here And the Flyers get a 74-yard run by number 46, Ethan Heitkamp, and they had an 88-yard touch from Victor Holscher. So the big play now here has really helped the Marion Local Flyers.
Yeah, I mean, it's been big play after big play here in the second half for Marion Local. And, you know, I will say there's nothing to hang your hats out about Minster. I think Minster has really had a good game plan coming in. It's just, you know, one little thing after another, and it just kind of was a free fall from there.
Yeah, they had a couple 3rd and 10s. They didn't stop Marion in. They coughed the ball up on the 6-yard line. They just threw that pick. And, you know, they did a good job of limiting those Marion possessions, but they haven't done that in the second half, and that's helped the Flyers run away with this game as that running clock moves.
But, I mean, there's nothing to hang your hat about. You're still in a playoff run. You're still in a chance for the MAC championship. I mean, this is only game 1 in the MAC season, so you got plenty football to go.
Schmeezing stood up at the line as Marion will advance to 3-0 on the season. Minster will drop to 2-1 here.
You're kind of looking through the league right now. I mean, right now, Anna beating St. Henry 21-12. I think that's a big upset right there, the way St. Henry's played the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Coldwater up 35-0 in the 4th. Versailles is starting to be a juggernaut. They're up 34-0. I mean, that's a team you need to watch out for this year.
Yeah, no kidding.
And, you know, New Bremen up 29-7 on Parkway.
Ball handed off. Charlie Schmeezing gets up to about the 30. Bring up 3rd down here.
So you're going to have plenty of opportunities this season to play your best football against top-tier teams. And, you know, when playoffs come, you know how it is with the MAC.
And these two will be in Division 7. And you think with the 16-team playoff format, you know both these teams are obviously going to make it. It doesn't take much anymore to make the playoffs. You don't have to win 6-7 games like you used to in the past. You just have to pretty much win 3 games, especially you're going to get those points playing in the MAC. You know that. So, you know, the wins will come again for Minster. Moved the football, just ran into a juggernaut, only had 1 stop all night on the Marion Local offense. And we got a timeout on the football field by the Minster Wildcats here. As the clock is frozen here with 3:18, we'd like to take this moment to thank a couple of our sponsors here on NK Telco Sports. They are Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schreederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Heelsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio, who's right to our right tonight. Ron Broadswick on the mic for them. So we thank them for their sponsorship, and we thank you guys for joining us here on NK Telco Sports. You can catch all Minster home games, all home football, all home volleyball, all home boys and girls basketball here on NK Telco Sports all year. So we thank the Minster faithful for joining us here on NK Telco Sports, and we thank the Marion fans for joining us as well, as they are also well-known, are a part of our NK Telco family. So 3rd and 6 here for the Minster Wildcats. Steffi is going to be in an empty set. Steffi's going to roll out. Steffi's going to look downfield, and that pass is tipped and batted down. And that'll bring out the Minster punt unit.
And that, once again, Steffi off his back foot. You see how accurate he was in the first half, where he get himself on both feet on the ground and really throwing that ball. Today, he's just in a this second half, he's just been in a hurry, and the completions haven't come this week.
And, you know, really just that pressure getting to Steffi has been big as well. As Marion can get this ball back, they can just kneel it. And they'll be fine as long as I don't think Minster will use any more timeouts. I think they'll just be good, and maybe Coach Goodwin will get a few runs in, as it's only the 2nd punt we've seen tonight. And they'll go out of bounds as the clock freezes at 2:15. And Marion will take over at their own 41-yard line here. Marion will need a 1st down before they can call this official. even with the clock running here.
We had 34 nothing for sales. Lightening up a point to 11 quarters this year. Check out Fort Lauderdale.
Quarterback for the Flyers, number 5, Brayton Minster.
St. John's with 12 minutes left in that game. Now we get a new quarterback, Brayton Minster, 165 pounds.
Looks like we got some JV players in now.
And I'll see the new quarterback is Braden Mesher, a sophomore.
Maybe a 1-yard pickup again. We'll get name and number here. We don't have
I was looking at the running back too. Number 22.
Yes, that would be Derek Kanapke, a 5'8" sophomore. See, a lot of the impact players are juniors. I mean, this junior class, which we talked about, the junior class is special for Minster.
Yeah.
Junior class for Marion as well is special as well. These guys we're talking about are juniors that are making plays. Isaac Mullenkamp, Victor Holscher, Justin Knopf, Ethan Heitkamp's a junior, Drew Laws is a junior. I mean, a lot of these guys that'll be back next year. Fullback dive here, and Marion will get a couple yards. Some of these guys will come back to play a JV game tomorrow. Get a little Friday night lights.
Well, I was going to say, these guys do that a lot anyway.
Yeah. And they pay their dues. They pay their dues through practice.
Yeah.
And you.
And just think.
Yeah.
And just think. I mean, you get to practice against this first team.
Yeah.
It's one of the best teams in the state, and you're practicing against them. It makes you better. So that just shows what the program's all about.
Absolutely. Success breeds success, and a lot of these MAC programs know that. You know, you play against champions, and, you know, you're going to play and act like a champion too. You know, as that ball is handed off. And looks like it's a first down, and that'll be the conclusion of this ball game. The Marion local Flyers have a big second half, and a 28-0 run. They go in the second half. They win by a score of 42-7. We'll step aside briefly, come back with our recap and our play of the game here next on NK Toko Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Welcome back here to NK Telco Sports, a 42-7 victory for the Marion local Flyers over the Minster Wildcats. And let's take a look at those final stats here.
You look at the stats. I mean, second half was a big key. I mean, total yardage for Marion local, 414 yards to 290.
Wow.
And Minster was leading in total yards at halftime. I mean, that was a bit. That's the telltale sign right there. Minster, I mean, they didn't play a bad game. I mean, you look at some of their individual stats. You got Victor Holscher, 3 catches for 115, 3 touchdowns. I mean, Brogan Steffi, 16 of 28 for 210. I mean, I'll tell you what, he's one of the better quarterbacks I've seen this year.
Yeah.
I mean, don't take anything away from Justin Nuff from Marion local, which he has a nice arm. I mean, that throw, it had to be at least 50 yards.
Yeah.
Holscher.
Yeah.
But you look at these two teams; they're going to face. I'm telling you, they're going to see them. They're going to see each other again in the playoffs, and I think it's going to be a different ball game because I think with Minster, I think they need just a couple more games. And I think once they get the ball rolling, I think you're going to see a different team out of Minster, especially with the leader you got at quarterback. I think will make a difference.
So a Marion Local Flyers advance to 3-0. Minster drops to 2-1, and one more order of business before we leave. Our NK Telco player of the game, Victor Holscher.
Yeah, Victor, I mean, like we said, 3 catches, 115, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he shows why I think he's one of the best receivers in the area, in this area. You can't take enough from just enough. I mean, he does a great job throwing the ball, and that's why they're 3-0.
So we'd like to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. The Marion Local Flyers advanced to 3-0 with a 42-7 victory over the Minster Wildcats. We'd like to thank our crew here tonight at the station, Austin Ambergry, on camera, Jim Miller. For AJ Lisi, I'm Brandon Coburn. For the final time from Minster's Memorial Field, the Marion Local Flyers defeat the Minster Wildcats 42-7. You've been watching a broadcast of NK Telco Sports, and we'll see you here next time.